Here we go. Down here on the Nebo Mountain. So I drew a limited entry archery elk bull tag, and I'm down here now scouting. I'm gonna drop off this ledge here and go check out an area where I think there's some elk. Hopefully we see some today, but it's still pretty early. I think a lot of them are still down further. I don't think they're coming up this far quite yet, but that's what we're here doing. The Jeep performed awesome, so it's killing it. You can see right there, there's some rubbing on that spring. Sometimes I'll be bouncing around and there's a little knock. That's what it is. But this is really the first, this is the shakedown for the Cherokee, and it's done great. So there is, just so everybody knows, we are on a trail. It continues going right down there, but I'm probably just going to walk in and off the point. And then that's the trail going up right up there, and then it goes up all there. So we're back from our scouting trip down to the Nebo Mountain. It was a great trip. Found some awesome places to camp, good places to look out, to glass, to spot. Learned a couple paths and routes. What I want to get down into where I think the elk are going to be. So a successful trip. It was a blast. One thing, so the Jeep did great. It handled good. Everything, it was fantastic. Thanks to the fan, it didn't overheat, anything like that. It did get warm sometimes I want to cut vent that I'm going to cut into the hood, but I'm not doing that right now. It is something I want to do though. Right now, this thing was packed full of, and you can see the shop is a mess because I've got rock crawling, mechanicing, building these things, the garage, right? But also all of my hunting gear is all kind of spread out everywhere. So I need to get organized. I need to get everything taken care of. Hopefully here in a couple months, we will be in a house and we'll have a bigger garage. That'll be awesome. I still have to share, so might not have much more space in this, but it'll be a lot better. Anyway, I had the same thing going on in the Jeep. Stuff was just everywhere. So what I want to do is I'm going to build just a rack in the back of this. And let me show you a little bit what I'm talking about. Okay. So we've got the trunk space, right? You got to have the little sub just because you have to. So we're going to stand up. This isn't the right height, but we're going to stand the square tubing up here, back here. This is just the scrap stuff. Here are these. So this we're going to have running across there. About like so. We're going to do 4 of them. We'll have this one right up here. So it's actually going to sit higher than that. It'll sit up closer to this. And then we can slap the spare up here if we want. It'll hang over into the back seat a little bit, but I'm not planning on having passengers anyway. And then we can put all of our stuff under here in an organized fashion, and we'll be way more set up for this elk trip. So that's what we're doing today. The battery's probably going to die. I have no idea. Somewhere in this mess I have extra batteries, so I might not get a lot of footage of me actually doing it, but I will show you the end result and walk you through how I did it. I don't have a welder here, obviously, so it's going to be a nightmare. But we've got these angle brackets, and I'm not going to use those screws, but some screws, because I want to get this done now. I don't have time to take this somewhere that has a welder, and I obviously don't have a welder here, so we're going to make it happen. And then down the road, when I have the welder more available to me, I'm just going to burn right over the top of all this stuff, and it'll be even that much more secure. So here we go. Here we go. Would you look at that? Good and sturdy. So I think I'm going to put a piece of plywood over the top just to really solidify everything, but I mean, it is in there. So we anchored it down here, put that in. It's pretty sturdy. And on an angle. And then anchored it right here to the floor of the Jeep. Pretty solid. Honestly, I had to assemble it in the Jeep. I'm not gonna take it out. I didn't want it painted that bad. Get a measurement of the top here. Cut a piece of plywood, slap on there. Maybe we'll paint the plywood. We're up top because I wondered underneath, and then if we rolled, right, it couldn't go anywhere, but these 35s are too big. It won't fit under there. Even if I take the sub out, it still won't fit. The only way to make it fit is if I lay the seat down and then I have no back seat. So that, and it's good. I think if I'm going to run with that there, I might put one leg coming down just for support. That's how much space. So really, you'd still sit 2 people in here, be just fine. But put your third person in there, they just would have a nice little headrest. But that is good to go. So next time we load everything in, we can put tools and that kind of stuff down here, you know, tents, sleeping bags, tools. We can slap our tire up here. Like I said, it's going to hang over, but there's not going to be any passengers anyway. And then we can keep the bow and the more fragile stuff up front in the back seat. And it should be really easy, really quick. Load it, unload it, know where everything is. All right, we decided to cut a piece of wood, putting some paint on it. I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna throw this on it. See what that looks like. Hopefully get a little bit of green action. Look freaking sweet right there in the back. We'll see how it goes. And boom, final product. I threw that tire up on top and it sagged a little, not a lot, but enough that if I was on a gnarly trail, I wouldn't really want it bouncing around on there. So we got a little brace in there, and then we got some cardboard, painted it. It's golden, it's good to go. Pretty excited. Thanks for watching, guys.